What is up, guys? It's Lanky Duelist, and today I'm coming at you with an update to my DD deck. So, not gonna lie, I haven't done an update to this deck in so long. Last time I did an update was back in June. Which, again, it was such a long time ago. And I'm not gonna lie, even just looking on the internet, looking at other people's, builds on DDs, there are some amazing builds out there. A lot of them are definitely, needle fiber builds, and also, I've seen someone try to play Calamity in this deck, and it actually works, which I kind of, gotta give kudos to the person who came up with the idea. It works, but at the same time, it's creative, and me, I love Red Dragon Archfiends as a whole. Any, Red Dragon in any other deck is, really amazing, but at the same time, I kind of don't like those builds. I'm a very big adamant and a big fan of, the good old classic DDs. I still feel like the classic version of DDs can still operate in this format. Yeah, maybe you might need to add in, a few hand traps here and there. In all honesty, I haven't added in that many hand traps. And the deck still works as a whole, which is really cool. Because especially, a lot of builds are using needle fiber. And I know, especially for you budget players, I'm a bit of a budget player myself. Getting your hands on a needle fiber is the most hardest thing, ever. And I gotta admit, this build doesn't work needle fiber, but it still can kick ass, not gonna lie, as a whole. And again, I just like keeping it simple because this deck is a very big combo heavy deck, and just adding things such as the needle fiber package and adding other things really makes the deck not just complicated, but at the same time very inconsistent. That's why, again, I prefer an old school DD build, because it doesn't brick that much. I'm able to still do my combos, get some, really big boards on the field, negates that so that your opponent really does struggle to, trying to, get your life points down to 0 or to try to break your board as a whole. And, don't forget, okay, yes, it doesn't put up, a lot of negates Triff Gaming's Pendulum does, but it still puts up good negates, and also you have the hand traps as well to back up your plays and back up your monsters that you put on the board. But enough of that, let's crack on with today's deck profile. And again, this build does not need the needle fiber package, or Cross Leg, Mecha Fountain Beast, Aurora Dawn, or any of those other tuners that you put in the deck as a whole. It doesn't need any of that. This deck, again, is just a nice, good, old school build, and at the same time, it kicks ass, in my opinion. So, yeah. So, we're going to start off with free DD Swell Slime, and also, might as well just put him here as well. DD Necro Slime. Right, these guys, pretty much, these are the, main two you really want to open up with. This is basically 2 fusion summons off 2 cards, which, again, is just absolutely disgusting and really broken, in my opinion. And, yeah, again, these cards really help to get your combos going, especially Swell Slime. He just allows you to get that Genghis on the board, so then, again, you can just start comboing off and, doing anything. There's one card you really want to, hit, especially with, negates or anything. It's got to be Swell Slime, or if you haven't got a negate that hits Swell Slime in the hand, you want to hit the Genghis, because Genghis, again, really just gets your combo plays going as a whole, and these two, again, that's why I put them together. Pretty much these both, at equal fusion plays. Again, Swell Slime allows you to send, a DD, let's just take Necro Slime, to the graveyard to fusion summon, and then Necro Slime is pretty much your Miracle Fusion. Banish these 2 from the grave, and then fusion summon, again, which, again, is absolutely amazing and broken at the same time. And then we have, of course, 3D DD Lamia. Now, I'm actually kind of surprised. Not many people are using this package for the needle fiber, package, because basically Gate searches this off, and it kind of almost does the same thing as, Suffers Jet Synchron and Plague Spreader Zombie as a whole. Just being able to, just normal summon this, going to, Link Karibo, then basically send the Dark Contract to the graveyard to basically summon it back from the graveyard. And then, again, there you go, needle fiber play straight off the bat. I'm actually kind of surprised not many people have, caught on to this package. And I'll admit, it is quite a strong package as a whole, and I really shouldn't be selling it out right now, because then more people are going to use it, which then means Lamia is probably going to get banned on the next list. I should probably stop talking right now about that combo. But again, other than that, Lamia is your go-to tuner in the deck. Again, easy searchable off 1-for-1, has a great, bit of a Jet Synchron / Glow Up Bolt, effect, absolutely amazing, allows you, again, to go into your Synchros, which are, the key components for this deck as a whole. So, yeah, play 3 of that. Then, of course, we play free Kepler, and we might as well put it here as well, free Copernicus. Alright, these guys, again, if you don't have Swell Slime, Lamia, or Necro Slime, you want to have one of these cards in your hand, because these basically sub for, one of those missing pieces. Kepler allows you to search your gate, which then searches off your missing piece, whereas Copernicus allows you to Foolish Burial that missing piece to the graveyard as a whole. Again, absolutely amazing. Scale 10 to 1, so you can Pendulum Summon, basically Ragnarok back from your, extra deck as a whole. So these two, again, absolutely phenomenal pieces. And again, if you're missing Necro, Lamia, or Swell, these cards come in, good handy and are suitable replacements for them as a whole, especially when you're going first and trying to do your combos as a whole. So yeah, absolutely amazing. And then of course, free Ragnarok. Now, it's quite interesting. I've seen a lot of builds bump him down to 2 or even just 1 copy, which I gotta disagree with. This card is a free off. Like, you want to see this card. Like, again, this really helps to extend your combos and allows you to get like more negates, you know, on the field. And even if this thing is in your hand and it does nothing, like, just wait for next turn. Like, summon him off, like, you know, okay, search a Swirl Slime, then send Swirl Slime to the grave, whatever means, and then just banish the Swirl Slime, special summon this thing, and then, yeah, you get a monster back from the graveyard, and then you can go into Kali Yuga, and Kali Yuga is a beast in this deck. So, like, I don't get why you guys would want to play 2 or 1 copy of this. Play 3 of this. Like, it doesn't really brick at all. Like, you can still use it for a combo, you know, as a combo extender, or if you don't want to use it as a combo extender, just keep it in your hand for next turn, so then you have like a recovery play and get Kali Yuga out, because Kali Yuga pretty much is one of the biggest, like, you know, recovery plays you can do in this deck. Now for one-offs, we have Thomas. Thomas, again, I don't know why people are like jumping on the bandwagon and trying to hype this card up. I don't think it's that good, in my opinion. It's just, for me, it's a nice, good, solid one-off. If I need it, it's there. Chaos King Apocalypse, this is more of a really good, this is, okay, biased opinion, I feel like this is better than Thomas, in my opinion, because like this allows you, like, just say you get hand trapped or anything, like, it's a level 7, you can special summon this card by banishing 2 DDs as well, or like, oh, what was it, I think it had a graveyard effect as well. If it's in the graveyard, pop 2 spell traps and you can special summon this, what's it, from the graveyard. Again, it's absolutely amazing, very versatile. It's a level 7, this and Lamia basically allows you to go into Siegfried, which is quite cool, and I think also you can go into Beals, if I remember correctly. Spoilers, I do run Beals in this deck. So again, it's a nice combo extender in my opinion. And then one Orthros. Now, a lot of people have been jumping on the Harpies Feather Duster bandwagon, and I am, yeah, it's cool you're jumping on that bandwagon, but again, I don't see, you know, trap cards being that much of a problem unless you're playing, you know, Paleos or any Mystic, even Mystic Mine is not really a problem for this deck, because you could just search Orthros out and pop the Mystic Mine, or even like, I don't know, maybe Altergeist. Okay, Altergeist and Paleo is probably the best examples of, like, you know, decks where you need the Harpies Feather Duster for sure. But other than that, I don't really see the need to run Harpies Feather Duster in this deck. Let me know down in the comment section if there's a reason for me running this. But again, if I need Harpies Feather Duster, it's in the side deck. And again, Orthros is a searchable MST basically for this deck, which is again absolutely amazing. And then for the hand traps, we play Free Veiler because we want to stop, you know, of course, the Dragoon coming out as quickly as possible. Just hit anything that tries to get, you know, Dragoon to the field. And then also we play the 2 Ash Blossom, yeah, again, you know, just being able to negate stuff or stop, you know, cards from getting Dragoons out is, you know, again, very, very crucial. This deck really does stop, like, you know, Dragoon in its place from coming out, because, yeah, you have so many ways to stop Dragoon, like, in the extra deck. And even these guys, again, just, again, helps to stop Dragoon from coming out. So that's it for the monsters. Let's go on to the spell cards for this deck. Alrighty, for spells, of course, we have to run the 3 gates. Like, this is, like, one of the best rotors in the game. Like, it's an infinite rotor. What more can you ask? And that 1000 burn damage does absolutely nothing. It means nothing to me, in my opinion. Like, it's an absolutely amazing card. Like, why wouldn't you want to run this? And again, I've already spoken about the whole, you know, DD Lamia and Gates kind of being the new Jet Synchron in a way. Like, it's up to you guys if you want to do that or not, but I still surprised again nobody's actually thought of that idea. And also we run the 1 Dark Contract with the Swamp King. Like, I'm a very big Abnorate fan of a certain fusion card in my extra deck. I'll get to it later, and this is one of the reasons why, you know, I run this card just for that fusion, you know, as a whole. So yeah, so we have those Dark Contracts, and then of course 3 Pot Desires. I am a big fan of Pot Desires. Did you really think I was going to play this deck without Pot Desires? And I feel like this is one of the decks where you need to play Pot Desires, in my opinion, at, like, you know, full max, because like you have so many, you know, like 3-ofs in this deck, and you don't mind just banishing them. And then sometimes, like, you know, you don't want to really be top decking like certain 1 cards in the late game, and again, Pot Desires just gets rid of them as a whole. And again, +1, always handy, especially for a deck like this, because it's a combo deck. So why not max out on 3 copies of Pot Desires? Again, it's one of the reasons, and I still feel like this is definitely the deck you play 3 Pot Desires in. Tour Allures, again, I'm a big fan of Tour Allures, because, like, sometimes, you know, Allure, like, especially, you know, going first, or when you open up your hand, you don't want to be banishing combo pieces, whereas Pot Desires, for me, always banishes the 10 cards, gives me 2 extra cards, and always those 2 cards end up being, you know, the cards I need. Whereas Allure, again, like, it gets you to the combo pieces, but then it does banish, you know, you don't want to be banishing combo pieces in your hand. You want to be using them for your combos, you know, as a whole. And then, of course, one Upstart. Upstart, again, I've always been a big fan of Upstart. Hopefully it comes back to 3, because I will be playing 3 Upstart in this deck if it does go back to, you know, to 3, for sure. And then, you know, just for combo extenders, of course, we have the Foolish Burial, 1 for 1, and Monster Reborn. I really wish this was a Soul Charge, because Soul Charge was absolutely beast of a card in this deck, and like, you know, again, it's really sad. You know, Soul Charge is gone, so we've got to make do Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn, again, it's not a bad, you know, substitute, but, you know, Soul Charge is a bit better, in my opinion. 1-for-1, again, helps you get the Kepler onto the field, or even the Lamia. Like, if you're missing one of the two, just get them on the field. Foolish Burial, again, you know, if you need something in the graveyard, like, you know how I mentioned earlier, like, you know, get the Swell Simon in the graveyard and then banish it to summon the Ragnarok. Foolish Burial does that for you. Just send the Swell Simon to the graveyard, banish it. Get your Oblivion King, like bring a level 8 back, go into Kali Yuga, or if you want to, use Oblivion King's effect, banish a monster, or like, you know, well, a DD monster, and then banish something on your opponent's field. There you go, problem solved, done. So yeah, 100% gotta play these 3 cards, definitely against staples in the deck, the combo extenders. And then for the last card, we played Call by the Grave, and yes, like, not gonna lie, you still need to play Call by the Grave, because even if it's at 1, like, you never know, let's just sack our opponent and watch them cry over the fact that, you know, we top deck the 1 Call by the Grave, and then just show Konami, basically, their silly mistake by putting this card to 1, because, again, like Maxi, like Vanity's Emptiness, or any of those cards that pretty much, you know, were, like, perfect at 3, didn't need to go to, like, limited, like, let's just prove Konami wrong that they were really silly to actually put this card to 1, because I feel like it's kind of like, you know, kind of like Maxi and Vanity's, like, it's either you play 3, you either keep this at 3, or you put it 0. In my opinion. So that, yeah, again, like, you know, you still want to play the 1. Again, you just don't want to get hand trapped as a whole. So we got to make do again with this 1 copy of it. So yes, that's it for the main deck. Let's go on to the extra deck. Of course, you play for the fusions. We have the 2 Genghis for sure. Genghis is pretty much the card that, you know, gets everything going. As a whole, like I said, if there's 1 card you need to stop, it's Genghis, in my opinion, because again, he gets it going. And then, of course, we have the high version. The high version is still, you know, really good for this deck. And also, it can negate spell and traps during your turn. So, well, yeah, during your turn. So, yeah, absolutely amazing as a whole. And then, D-Arc. Not many people play D-Arc. I still play D-Arc, especially if you're going against Tricksters. This very much just, like, you know, laughs in their face. And now, not many people play this card. I still love this card. Like, it's such an amazing card. Like, no one expects it. And technically saying, like, okay, let's just say, you know, your opponent's playing, you know, Dragoon. Like, say they've used the effect of Dragoon as a whole. You could summon this and just take Dragoon, basically, providing they have another monster. Because this thing doesn't target. And there you go, problem solved. Like, I'm surprised not many people play this card. This card is just absolutely amazing. I've been playing this card since it came out for DVDs. It's always been a staple. Nothing is going to change my mind on it. This card is staying in here because, again, it just helps to get rid of those, like, problematic cards or even beat over, like, cards. Like, back in the day, like, Towers is a good example. This card got over Towers. And because Ultimate Falcon, this card got rid of Ultimate Falcon or any other things that had, like, you know, is unaffected by everything. Like, this card gets rid of the problems. It's either it beats over it or it just takes the monster. As a whole, absolutely phenomenal card. It's a shame nobody plays this card. Indeed, I'm still playing this card, and I recommend you guys just play it, and you'll see the good results. And I feel like this is the perfect time to be playing this card because, again, this thing doesn't target. It will take Dragoons, providing you bait out Dragoon's effect as a whole. So definitely play it for sure. And of course, Curse King Siegfried, one of my favorite DDs, along with Oblivion Wave King, like absolutely amazing. Negates a spell and trap, absolutely amazing. It's basically our CM for the deck. And then Alexander, kind of like with Genghis, gets your combos going. But again, if you're gonna hit a DD in this deck, you just negate the Flame King because he gets your combos going. You know, as a whole, Crystal Wing, there was always going to be a guarantee Crystal Wing is going to be in this deck. A lot of people play Boral Savage, but I prefer Crystal Wing, in my opinion. And then, of course, we have Beals. Now, Beals, again, is another good option for this deck, because not only does it actually get over Dragoons, but your opponent's going to have a tough time getting rid of Beals, in my opinion. And it's easily summonable in this deck, so why not play Beals? Why not? And plus, it's worked for me, again, against Dragoons. Like, if I'm able to get your Crystal Wing or Oblivion King, Beals is just a sucking good option to have. So yeah, then we have Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, again, helps to extend the combos as a whole. And then Formula Synchron, again, the +1 of the formula is always nice, in my opinion. And also it helps you to go into your Siegfried or any other, you know, synchros in this deck. Then, of course, you play Hope Harbinger. Now, Hope Harbinger is a card I'm thinking of maybe taking out this deck, because it really doesn't offer that much to the combo, and I rarely summon him at all. Like, again, if I'm going to summon a rank 8 in this deck, it's going to be Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga just pretty much just, like, you know, stops everything. It's basically your hot Red Dragon King Calamity of the deck. So, and plus it pops spells and traps, which is, you know, again, absolutely amazing. Wave High King Caesar. This card, I always try to get this card out, because this card, again, just deals with so many cards that, you know, summon things. And, like, especially in this format, like I said, we have so many cards that, like, you know, summon things from the deck, the graveyard, the hand. This just stops it. And plus, it can negate too, which is, again, absolutely amazing. And especially Dinosaur matchup, I have to say it, this thing pretty much gives the big middle finger to the Dinosaur matchup. And then DD Abyss King Gilgamesh. Now, I'm going to admit, no one pretty much uses Gilgamesh for his first effect, but he does have a second effect where if he's destroyed, he can summon a DD from the extra deck. And you kind of know where I'm going with this. We have another way to summon him, and not many people remembered he has a second effect, which allows you to summon the DD from the deck. Or you can revise, your Curse King Siegfried, or, your Flame King, any other DDs. He just has the effect to revive them, or special summon one from the extra deck, which again is so amazing, and no one even realizes it. Especially when he comes out, your opponent's like, oh, dang, I did not expect that, which, again, has to be spicy in my opinion. So yes, that's it for the main deck. Let's go straight onto the combos for this deck. Alrighty, for combo 1, all you need pretty much are these 3 cards, and this will allow you to get basically a Siegfried, a Crystal Wing, and Gilgamesh onto the field as soon as possible. So what we're going to do is, we're going to start off by, normal summoning the DD Savant Kepler to basically search out our gates. Then we're going to activate gates to basically search our Lamia to the hand. And let's just say for, the other 2 cards, they could basically be, one could be an Effect Railer, or they could both be an Effect Railer and an Ash Blossom, as a whole. So then what we're going to do next is we're going to send both our Necrocybe and our Swellcybe to the graveyard to basically fusion summon our first Genghis to the field. And then what we're going to do is we're going to banish our Swellcybe from the graveyard to basically special summon our DD Lamia to the field. Now what we do next is we basically send these cards to the graveyard and to the extra deck to basically then summon out our Gilgamesh. We'll put Gilgamesh over here for now. Actually, just put him here so he's a bit out of the blur. Alright, cool. So I'll put Gilgamesh there, and we have Genghis here. And then what we're going to do next is we're basically going to activate Genghis' effect because Gilgamesh is summoned, to basically summon our DD Lamia to the field, which is absolutely amazing. And then we're going to synchro these guys to make our DD Gust King Alexander. And then, cool. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to then fusion summon both our Necro and our Genghis to basically summon out our D-Arc. Let me just fetch the Arc over here. Alright, cool, lovely. And then that's going to trigger Alexander's effect to basically summon out our Lamia from the graveyard. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sync these guys up to basically make our Crystal Wing. Let me just grab it over here. Where is Crystal Wing hiding? There we go, lovely. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send our Dark Contract to the graveyard to basically bring back our DD Lamia. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sync these guys up to basically make our Siegfried. So that's a nice good 3-card combo. And again, you have a Monster Negate, you have Curse King Siegfried, and let's just say you have a Veiler in your hand, so that's an extra backup. And let's just say your opponent tries to, break this board. Like, if they kill Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh dies, then what you could do is, you could then just bring out Oblivion King, King Caesar, Ragnarok, which is, absolutely broken in my opinion. Like, gosh, imagine the shock on your opponent's face when they see this thing come out, and then just being able to take their Dragoon, basically, or any other card. Absolutely phenomenal. And again, nobody realizes that Gilgamesh has that second effect, which makes it, quite a, an underrated card, in my opinion. So yeah, that is combo 1. Let's again go on to combo number 2. Alrighty, for combo number 2, again, this is very simple. And like I mentioned earlier, there's no need to overcomplicate the strategies and, the combos with DDs. Just, stick to the normal classic DD combos. Again, it gives you your negate boards. And, there's not too much to learn. Because, again, DDs are very hard to learn as a combo deck. And it's one of the hardest decks to learn in terms of the combos. So, again, this is combo number 2. This will allow you to get a Crystal Wing and, the DD High Wave King Caesar, if I remember correctly, that's the name. So, yeah, what we're going to do is, and again, before we start off, again, 2 cards can be anything. Let's just say one of them is, one of our hand traps. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to start by, again, fusion summoning these cards to make our Genghis, of course. And then, we're going to normal summon the Lamia and basically sync those guys up to make our King Alexander. Then, what we're going to do is, we're going to banish both the Swellcybe and the Necrocybe from our graveyard to basically summon out our second Genghis from the deck. That will trigger Alexander's effect to basically bring back our Lamia. And then, since Lamia was summoned, Genghis effect will activate to basically bring back the other Genghis from the graveyard. And then what we could do is we could just, sync these guys up to basically, make our Crystal Wing. And then what we do is we just overlay these two for our, let me grab him really from the side. Where is he hiding? There we go. Our DD, Wave King Caesar, which again is really cool because, pretty much technically saying that's 3 negates. And then also you have the hand trap in your hand, which is, again, 4 negates. It's absolutely amazing. And don't forget, this thing can actually negate Verde Anaconda because technically saying, since you're sending off the Red Ice Fusion to, summon out another monster, his effect activates and he negates it, which is, again, absolutely amazing. And that's why, again, don't need to go overcomplicated with your combos. Just keep them simple. You still get the same board, and you're still able to negate your opponent's card. So again, that's it for combo number 2. Let's go on to combo number 3. Alrighty, for combo number 3, and again, this is a 4-card combo, and I admit, this is when, things get a little bit complicated with the deck, as a whole. But let's just say, I don't know, for example, you don't open up one of these guys, and you have, basically a gate. Gate, again, just searches out one of them, and I'll admit, gate is kind of important for this combo. So, if you have gate in your hand, if you don't have one of these cards in your hand, use the gate to search out, one of these 4 combo pieces. So, we'll just keep gate there. So, to start off the combo, what we'll do is, we're going to basically use our Swell Slime, our DD Kepler, to fusion summon basically a Genghis from the main deck, from the extra deck, I mean. Alright, cool, lovely. And then what we're going to do is we are going to normal summon our Lamia, sync these guys up to basically make our Gus King, Alexander. So I'll put him here, nice. Then what we're going to do is we're going to banish our Swell Slime from the graveyard to basically summon out our Oblivion King Ragnarok, which will then basically special summon our Genghis, and then Alexander's effect will basically bring back our Lamia, and then Genghis' effect will bring back our Kepler from the graveyard. Absolutely brilliant, nice. Then what we're going to do is we're going to sync these guys up to make our Crystal Wing. Let me just grab Crystal Wing. Alright, nice. So we have our Crystal Wing on the field. Then what we're going to do next is, what's it? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, off the Kepler, make sure you search off the Swamp King. So we're going to activate the Swamp King, but we're not going to just use it just yet. So we're going to basically send this to the graveyard to basically summon out our Lamia from the graveyard. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sync these guys up to basically make our Formula Synchron. Make sure you banish the Lamia. Nice. Then you're going to draw off the Formula Synchron, which is, again, really, really nice. Then we're going to sync these guys up to basically make our Siegfried. Okay, brilliant, nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to activate the Swamp King by banishing both our Genghis and our... Where's Alexander? Where's my Gus King Alexander just disappeared off to? Okay, I don't know where my Gus King Alexander... Okay, where's he gone? Okay, I don't know where my Gus King Alexander... Oh, wait, no, here it is. Alright, so I'll banish those two, basically to summon out our... Our High King Genghis. Then we're just going to overlay these two to basically then just go into Hope Harbinger. Or say, for example, you are going, hang on a minute, where is my Hope Harbinger? Disappeared off to... And give me just 1 second. Oh, wait, there he is. Oh, sorry, he's up there. All right, cool. Hope Harbinger. Nice. All right, so, yeah. So, if you're going first, again, Hope Harbinger is, a nice card to go into. Or let's just say you're going second. If you just want to rub salt into your opponent's wounds, just then go into Kali-Yuga, basically, and just, whack them for, amount of damage, and also be able to just negate everything. But, again, normally, if you're going first, again, just go into Hope Harbinger, saying you have, again, the extra negate. And also, you should have a hand trap in your hand, so technically saying you have 4 negates on the board. And that's why I'm saying, again, just keep it nice and simple with DDs. Don't need to, add, stuff in to make it even more complicated as it is. I still think the deck runs. Even, a classic old DD version still works in today's format as a whole. And again, guys, thank you guys for watching. Again, let me know down in the comment section what you thought of the video. And again, don't forget, again, to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Deck list should be on the screen now, so for you guys to take a screenshot, or just, write it down on a bit of, notepad and pen, so then you can just build the deck online, or, in real life, so then you can just play with your friends, or, go to a YCS, or locals or regional, and again, play the deck as a whole. So again, thank you guys for watching. As always, don't forget to have a great day, and always make sure to stay safe, especially during these dark times, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Ooh.